Have you ever felt like you are a character in a movie that you didn't agree to be in? You wake up, you go to a job you don't love, you pay bills that keep getting higher, and you go to sleep feeling exhausted, just to do it all over again. You are following all the rules. You are doing everything you are supposed to do. You have a normal life, but that normal life feels like a cage. You work 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week, and yet at the end of the month, you are no richer than you were at the beginning. The average person believes that to become wealthy, they need to do something extraordinary. They need to start the next Amazon, or win the lottery, or get a six-figure job at a tech company. But the truth is, most people are not poor because of their income. They are poor because of their habits. Specifically, they are poor because their normal habits are actually silent assassins of wealth, designed to keep them trapped in the cycle of consumption forever. We have been programmed from birth to believe that certain financial behaviors are normal, safe, and even a sign of success. But what if I told you that these normal habits are a carefully constructed lie? A lie designed to make corporations rich and keep you a permanent member of the working class. My name is John. This is the Penny Plan, and today we are going to expose the 7 most dangerous normal habits that are keeping you broke. I am going to show you the psychology behind why you do them, the shocking mathematical cost of each one, and how quitting them is the only way to escape the matrix of mediocrity. Before we dive into the specific habits, we have to understand the invisible enemy we are fighting against. The enemy is not your boss. It is not the government. The enemy is societal programming. From the moment you are born, you are being programmed. You watch your parents, you watch your friends, you watch movies and television, and you learn what a normal life is supposed to look like. A normal life has a car payment. A normal life has credit card debt. A normal life involves going out to eat several times a week. A normal life means upgrading your phone every 2 years. We absorb these behaviors through cultural osmosis, never stopping to question if they are actually good for us. This programming is not an accident. It is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Companies like Ford, Apple, and Visa spend billions of dollars a year on advertising, not just to sell you a product, but to sell you a definition of normal. They want you to believe that if you are not financing a new car, you are failing. They want you to believe that if you are not using their credit card to fund a vacation, you are not living life to the fullest. They have successfully equated spending money with happiness. The problem is that our brains are not equipped to fight this. We are running on ancient software. Our brains are wired for survival in a tribe. Thousands of years ago, if you were ostracized from the tribe, you would die. So we have a deep primal fear of being different. This is called social proof. We look around at what everyone else is doing, and we assume that must be the safe path. But what happens when the entire tribe is walking off a cliff? What happens when normal is a path to financial ruin? The average American has less than $1,000 in savings and over $6,000 in high-interest credit card debt. The average American will work until they are 67 and then live on a meager Social Security check. If you follow the herd, you will end up at the slaughterhouse. The stakes are not just about money. They are about your life. Every dollar you waste on these normal habits is a piece of your freedom that you are giving away. It is an hour of your life that you will have to trade for money in the future. When you are 70 years old and still working because you can't afford to retire, you will look back and realize that you traded your golden years for car payments and restaurant meals. To escape this trap, you have to be willing to be weird. You have to be willing to look at what everyone else is doing and consciously choose to do the opposite. You have to deprogram your brain from a lifetime of marketing and social pressure. The 7 habits I am about to share with you are the core of that programming. Let's break them down one by one. Here are the 7 normal habits that are silently destroying your financial future. Habit number 1. The perpetual car payment. This is the original sin of middle-class finance. It has become so normalized in our society that most people don't even see it as a choice. You need a car, so you get a car loan. When that loan is paid off, you treat yourself to a new one. You spend your entire adult life sending a check to a bank for a depreciating asset. The average new car payment is over $700 a month. That is nearly $9,000 a year. Let's look at the opportunity cost of that normal habit. If you instead took that $700 a month and invested it in a simple S&P 500 index fund over 30 years, that money would grow to over $1 million. Let me repeat that. Your normal car payment is costing you a millionaire retirement. The psychology here is brilliant. Car companies don't sell transportation, they sell status. They sell the idea that the car you drive is a reflection of your success. You are not buying a machine to get from point A to point B. You are buying a trophy to signal your position in the social hierarchy. The alternative is simple, but it requires you to kill your ego. Buy a reliable used car for cash. Drive it for 10 years. Take the $700 you would have spent on the payment and invest it every single month. You will look less impressive at stoplights, but you will be a millionaire. Habit number 2, paying the convenience tax. We live in the age of instant gratification. You can have anything you want delivered to your door in an hour. This convenience, however, comes with a massive hidden tax. I am talking about DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, and Amazon Prime for everything. A $15 meal from a local restaurant becomes a $30 meal after delivery fees, service fees, and the tip. You are paying a 100% markup for the convenience of not having to put on your shoes and drive for 10 minutes. A $5 item on Amazon Prime that you need tomorrow could be found at a local store for $3. We are paying a premium for impatience. The psychology behind this is our brain's desire to conserve energy. Our brains are lazy. They will always choose the path of least resistance. Corporations know this, so they design their apps to be frictionless. With a few taps, your dopamine craving is satisfied. But this habit is a slow leak that drains your wealth. I audited my own spending and found I was paying nearly $500 a month in convenience taxes. That is $6,000 a year. The alternative is planning. Spend 1 hour on Sunday planning your meals for the week. Make a shopping list. Go to the store once. It is not sexy, but it is what wealthy people do. They trade a small amount of planning for a massive amount of savings. Habit number 3, the salary-based budget. This is a subtle but deadly habit. Most people, when they get their paycheck, think, I make $5,000 a month, so I have $5,000 to spend. They create a budget that allocates every single dollar to a spending category, treating their entire income as their living expenses. This is a trap. Your salary is not your spending limit. Your salary is a tool to build wealth. The wealthy do not budget this way. They use a system called pay yourself first. The day their paycheck hits, a percentage of it, 10, 20, even 50%, is automatically transferred to their investment accounts. It is gone. They never see it. They then live off of what is left. The psychology here is about reframing. If you treat savings as what is left over at the end of the month, there will never be anything left over. You will always find a way to spend it. But if you treat your investments as the most important bill you have to pay, you will always find a way to pay it. The alternative is to change your mental accounting. Your income is not for spending. Your income is for building. You live off the remainder. This one shift in perspective is the difference between ending the year with zero and ending the year with $10,000 saved. Habit number 4, paying the loyalty tax. Human beings are creatures of habit. We find a brand we like and we stick with it. This is true for our insurance provider, our cell phone company, and our bank. We stay with them for years, even decades, out of a misplaced sense of loyalty. But these companies are not loyal to you. They are loyal to their shareholders. They count on your inertia. They know you won't bother to shop around, so they slowly increase your rates every year. The loyalty tax is the extra money you pay for not comparing prices. Studies have shown that people who shop for car insurance every single year save an average of $400. People who switch cell phone providers can often cut their bill in half. The psychology is that we fear change and we overestimate the hassle of switching. It feels like a lot of work. But is it really? It takes 1 hour a year to get quotes for your insurance. If it saves you $400, you just paid yourself $400 an hour. That is a better return than any stock market investment. The alternative is to be disloyal. Once a year, set a calendar reminder to shop your services. Be a mercenary, not a customer. Your bank account will thank you. Habit number 5, the social spending obligation. This is the habit of saying yes to every dinner invitation, every destination wedding, every weekend trip with friends, not because you want to go, but because you feel obligated to. You are afraid of missing out. You are afraid of looking cheap. You are afraid of damaging your friendships. The cost of this habit is astronomical. A single destination wedding can cost $2,000 when you factor in flights, hotels, gifts, and outfits. Saying yes to 2 of those a year is $4,000. That is $4,000 that is not going toward your freedom. The psychology here is our deep-seated need for social connection. We are terrified of being excluded from the group, so we finance our social lives with credit cards. But true friends will understand if you say, "Hey, I'd love to celebrate with you, but my budget is tight right now. Can we do something low-key when you get back?" If they are a real friend, they will respect your financial goals. If they don't, they were not your friend. They were a spending partner. The alternative is to set a social budget and stick to it. Learn to say no with grace. Your real friends will still be there when you are financially free. Habit number 6, the upgrade cycle. This is the habit of constantly replacing things that are not broken. Your couch is 5 years old, so you need a new one. Your kitchen appliances are not stainless steel, so you need to renovate. Your iPhone is 2 years old, so you need the new model. This is the Dydrot effect in action. We believe that a new item will make us happier, but it only makes us aware of all the other things we now need to upgrade to match it. This is a bottomless pit of spending. The psychology is driven by marketing and comparison. We see the perfect homes on HGTV and the perfect gadgets in commercials, and we start to feel dissatisfied with our own perfectly functional lives. The alternative is to adopt a mindset of use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Drive your car until it dies. Use your phone until it stops getting security updates. Sit on your couch until the springs come out. This is not deprivation. This is a conscious rejection of the consumerist programming that tells you your self-worth is tied to the newness of your possessions. Habit number 7, the aspirational hobby habit. This is the habit of buying the gear before you have the skill. You decide you want to become a photographer, so you go out and buy a $3,000 camera before you have even learned about composition. You decide you want to get fit, so you buy a $2,000 Peloton that ends up being a very expensive coat rack. We are not buying the hobby. We are buying the identity of the hobbyist. We want to see ourselves as the kind of person who is a photographer or a cyclist. The purchase gives us a quick dopamine hit of that identity without any of the actual work. The cost of this is immense. People have garages filled with thousands of dollars of equipment for hobbies they tried for 3 weeks. The alternative is the 6-month rule. Before you are allowed to buy expensive gear for a new hobby, you must practice it consistently for 6 months with cheap or borrowed equipment. 90% of the time, you will lose interest before the 6 months is up. This rule alone will save you thousands of dollars over your lifetime and teach you the difference between a fleeting interest and a true passion. Now, you have listened to this list of 7 habits, and I am willing to bet that for at least one of them you felt a defensive reaction. You thought to yourself, "John, you don't understand. I need my new car for work." Or, "I deserve to go out with my friends." Or, "My hobby is the only thing that brings me joy." And that brings us to the twist. The trap is not the habits themselves. The trap is the identity that you have tied to those habits. You don't just have a car payment. You have the identity of a successful person who drives a nice car. You don't just go out to eat. You have the identity of a fun person who is always up for a good time. You don't just have a Peloton. You have the identity of a healthy person. When I tell you to quit these habits, your brain doesn't hear a financial strategy. It hears an attack on your identity. It hears me telling you to be a failure, to be a boring friend, to be an unhealthy person. And your brain will fight like hell to protect your identity. This is why changing your financial life is so hard. It is not a math problem. It is an identity problem. To become wealthy, you have to be willing to kill the version of yourself that is keeping you poor. You have to be willing to be seen as weird by your friends and family. You have to be willing to drive the old car while your colleagues drive the new ones. You have to be willing to say no to the vacation while everyone else is posting pictures from the beach. The pain of being different is temporary, but the pain of being broke is a life sentence. The few years of social discomfort you might feel by adopting these new, weird habits are a small price to pay for a lifetime of financial freedom. The real question is not, can you afford to quit these habits? The real question is, can you afford not to? These 7 habits are the invisible chains that keep people locked in a cycle of work and spend. They are the normal that leads to a life of quiet desperation. But the good news is that you are now aware of them. You can see the programming, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You don't have to quit all of them overnight. Pick one, pick the one that is costing you the most and declare war on it. Eliminate the car payment. Purge the subscriptions. Master the art of saying no. Every habit you break is a link in the chain that you shatter. The goal is not to live a life of misery and deprivation. The goal is to live a life of intention. It is about consciously choosing where your money goes instead of letting your impulses and societal pressure dictate your future. You have the power to redefine what normal means for you. If this video opened your eyes to some of the hidden leaks in your financial life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It tells YouTube that this message is important and helps us reach more people who are ready to break free from the trap of normal. I'll see you in the next one.